Hello and welcome to the CWT Business YouTube channel. So for today's video, I want to talk about the company Uber, and more specifically how Uber actually might be leaving California for several months. Basically, California passed a law that would require Uber and also Lyft to basically have to consider their drivers full-time workers, which means they'd have to be getting like unemployment benefits, they'd be getting like insurance and like all these other, different benefits that Uber, according to them, cannot afford to give. So they were saying if that happens, like one, they're not going to be able to make all their drivers full-time workers quickly, and also they're basically battling as hard as they can to make this overturn or make this not apply to them. They both have a court appearance. They're basically working really hard to make sure this does not happen to them. And also, like in defense of Uber, I kind of get it because really they're not that profitable or really profitable at all. I was actually looking at like their financial reports from the past few years, and they're losing money consistently, and not just losing money, but a lot of money. And really, their entire business plan lately has been shifting from ride sharing to actually stuff like Uber Eats, for instance. That was actually, especially with coronavirus going on, a huge chunk of their revenue. So really, with the ride share business model not being profitable, and with like if they become full-time workers and maybe they should be selling at like far more money, which means they'd be even less profitable, I do understand why they're doing all this to overturn this ruling. But also it's gonna be crazy. Like California makes up a large chunk of their revenue. Like they have to make up a large chunk of their revenue. It's a very busy place. There's so many people that like there's definitely a large portion of the revenue coming from California. And to just leave that area for several months, which obviously I believe, now I'm not sure on this, so like don't quote me on this, but I believe this is not just like the rideshare business that would be leaving California. It's like they would not be operating in California at all for like several months if they cannot get a way out of this. So really, I think that's very fascinating, and like I just think Uber as a company is super interesting. Like really, like their business model is valuable. They have so many different users right now, and yet they can't overturn a profit. It's kind of interesting that there's so many people working with them, and there's so many people using their service pretty much daily, and they still are not able to overturn profit, just because it's so expensive to run that company. And like honestly, I've been really like looking forward to seeing how Uber Eats does, because like once I read that most of their revenue was coming from Uber Eats and like a lot of their business could be shifting to like that model, it's really interesting to see like if they can use that to become profitable. Also, if y'all remember, this was really popular in the news like last year, but they're getting more and more into like self-driving cars, and basically they're racing against a bunch of other companies, including like Tesla, for instance, to see who can like actually make a self-driving car the fastest and like one that works the best, and like who can take that market share before it launches. So really like seeing that happen, seeing them getting more into Uber Eats and seeing if they can make their self-driving business model profitable, I think that's really interesting. But really, if they can't figure out how to stay in California, and with California's whole law, if they can't get out of it and they have like far more expenses and they're going to be losing far more money, I'm really wondering what's first going to happen to their stock price, and also if they can ever make a profit. Because honestly, if they keep losing money at the rate they're losing, it's going to be very difficult for them to remain profitable, in my opinion. I really don't understand. I mean, it's going to be difficult for their stock price to actually hold value and to not crash. So really, like in the comments below, let me know what y'all think about all this. Do you think, I'm actually curious on this, do y'all think California's rule is fair? Do you think Uber should consider all their workers full times or keep them as independent drivers? Thank you so much for watching the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Check out the links in the description, which you can access to my blog and my podcast. That's all for this episode, and I'll see y'all soon. Bye.